Handsum Gambler. One goal, clean sweep, going 5 for 5 every UFC card. I am the Handsum Gambler. Let's get it. 2 weeks in a row of 3-2, folks. I don't know if you've been trailing me, but I know that's eating. Profit is profit. But the goal is to go 5 out of 5. So I'm going to have to give y'all my due diligence, switch up the picks, get a little risque, and try something new. Format doesn't change. We're going to jump into a quick recap. Let's make that happen. In the opener last week, I had Crispy Carly Judice over Nicole Calahari. This is exactly how I called it, folks. Crispy was looking amazing in there. She was giving her work, got the finish. The girl was bloody. She's making a name for herself and making it quick. I like her. As long as she stays active, I see nothing but good things happening to this girl. Not too much time I'm gonna spend on that breakdown. Next up, I had Vinicius Oliveira over Kyler Phillips. I had broke this fight down exactly how it happened. Kyler Phillips looked world beater, great in the first round. Kept him at bay, landed that jab. I feel like it was definitely a 10-9 round, Kyler Phillips. But it's around that 6 or 7 minute mark. He falls off a cliff, and he looks worse when he's tired than he does look great when he's not tired. And I feel like once it's downhill for him specifically, it's all downhill. And I said he was eventually going to be stalked and chased around, with Vinicius just looking for a knockout shot, and that's exactly how the fight ended. So I don't know if he should change weight classes or just get some serious cardio in, but I don't know what's going on with that kid's gas tank, but it's not going to work, bro. You're going to have to switch it up, try something new. Next up, I was very frustrated with the Patricio Pitbull Dan Ige fight. A rare Dan Ige loss, but Patricio did it. It was very workmanlike. They had a perfect game plan to get takedowns, beat him up on top, win control time. Just outworked him, out hustled him. We haven't seen Dan Ige done like that in a while. So, but kudos to Patricio for getting a win. And you're not going to get too many fans like that, Patricio, but you did get a win in the UFC, and at this point, you can say you've been here, but there's not going to be any title shots in your future, and that's just what it is. If anything, I feel like the next fight for Patricio should be him against Michael Chandler again. Battles of the guys that came over from Bellator. But not too much time I want to spend on that breakdown. Next up, it was the upset of the night. Michael Johnson turning back the clock, turning back the new blood of Daniel Zellhuber. He just out hustled him. I feel like they planned a cardio heavy game plan for that fight, and they just out hustled him, stayed in his face, stayed landing volume, and when he wasn't landing volume, he was throwing volume, and just out hustled him. Daniel didn't attempt to wrestle, which I thought, once he realized he was losing the fight, that he would do. But hey, if you're going to give the vet at 39 years old the easy win and it'll make him work too hard, then hey, I would have took it too. I'm an older guy. Just saying. So, I believe that's the recap. We're going to jump into the desert. UFC Abu Dhabi. RDR taking on the Reaper. Robert the Reaper Whittaker in his comeback fight from getting his chin and teeth pushed up into his head. That was brutal. But good to see him come back. let's jump into the picks. I said I was going to be risky. This is the riskiness. Right off the bat, we're jumping into it. If you don't know who Buchecha is, Google him. Just simply Google him. This is his debut fight. I'm taking him over Martin Buday. You've never seen a heavyweight with a submission game like this guy. It's A1, it's top notch. If he gets Buday to the ground, the fight will end shortly after, and he's this good. He is a multiple time ADCC winner. He is a multiple time world championship winner over the time frame of, say, 2012 to 2018, and very dominant in doing so. If he wasn't winning, he was in the top 3 or top 4 in whatever his weight class in said category, and in some absolute situations, which means regardless of weight. So yeah, he's pretty badass. Now I'm telling you, I'm very biased personally. I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner myself, so that's gonna be one of the reasons I definitely back him. But like I said, this is where the risqueness starts, and moving on down the line. We're gonna jump to the main event, which is I'm taking Renner de Ritter over Robert Whittaker. I know that's crazy, folks, but just hear me out. This dude got his chin broke. He's not going to want to grapple. He's not going to want to grapple. He's going to be so scared when people get on his back from here on out. I feel like RDR is going to force the grappling. RDR is going to throw with volume. He may not have the intensity of Robert, but he definitely has the volume and the aggressiveness. He's 6'4". He's taller than Chimaev was. No, excuse me, Chimaev is. This is going to be a tough night for Robert. I feel like RDR has some tricks up his sleeve, and this is going to happen. It's going to be a little weird, but he's definitely going to get it done with that volume and that relentless ground game if he is to get on top, and just being bigger and more imposing. Kind of like Chimaev, he has a great chance of recreating that same situation of Robert Whittaker being on the ground and getting beat up and searching for submissions, giving up his back. And you don't want to do that against high level grapplers. And I see that's what's going to happen. Either he chokes him, or he wails on him, or just beats him for the entirety of the 25 minutes. But that's how I see the main event going. One-sided. Beat down by a bigger batter guy. Next up, we are going to go with Shara the Bullet Magomedov over Powerbar Marc-Andre Barriault. Straight up, Barriault has been beaten by lesser strikers than Shara is. Shara's world class. He's going to make this look easy. Either he's going to pound on Barriault for 15 minutes, or he knocks him out, say, first 7 minutes, first 8 minutes. Powerbar's in trouble. He's coming to the end of his career. He's probably like 1-4 in his last 5. I think only one of those was by split, and I want to say he got knocked out pretty bad by Dustin Stoltzfus. I think, was it Dustin Stoltzfus that knocked him out? I think it was. Somebody knocked him out bad. It might not have been Stoltzfus, but somebody knocked him out bad. That's my pick. Next up, I think this is all about experience. This next fight is all about experience. I'm taking Nikita Krylov over Bogdan Guskov. I think Nikita's better everywhere. Kind of had a fluky loss, I feel like, in his last fight with Dom Reyes, but it's because he had it feels like a 2-year layoff, and then come back against a knockout artist after a 2-year layoff. I feel like this is the fight he should have took after his comeback, rather than taking on a more dangerous guy like Dominic Reyes. But that's neither here nor there. I feel like this is his comeback fight, as he's been in camp for 2 straight fights. He only had that quick loss, which was kind of fluky, to Dom Reyes, and now he has a less dangerous opponent with Bogdan Gustav. I feel like Nikita gets it done, workmanlike, either decision or maybe takes him down and hunts for submissions. I don't know if he gets it or not, but he definitely has the ability to. He has double the fights as his opponent. I believe it's like 20 fights to 40 fights. So huge experience edge, huge strength of schedule edge, and I think this is just like a fight to get him back on track and to be a contender again in the division. Next up, I'm taking Peter Yan over Marcus McGee. Peter Yan is got an output advantage, a strength of schedule advantage, a youth advantage. I feel like it's like easy pickings. I feel like this is like overmatched. Marcus McGee is massively overmatched. Like, and he beat J Mart, so, but I feel like this is too high, or maybe the wrong opponent. I could be wrong, but that's what the study work says, that Marcus is in for a long night. It's going to be even a longer night if he doesn't check leg kicks, because J Mart had him limping very bad, and I feel like if Peter sees you limping, if he sees that kind of blood, he's going to come for the finish with vicious body shots, leg kicks, and trying to kick off your head with head kicks. So he's got to watch those leg kicks. If just very kickboxing match, 15 minutes, all Peter Yan. That's the way I see it. We have made it through another episode. I have given you 5 picks, 5 chances to make that Skrilla, that cheese, that paper, that green. Put it deep down in your pocket. The mission this week is to stay undefeated in the desert. Stay sharp, play smart, bet on charm, and win with style. I am the Handsum Gambler, and I will see you next week, folks. I'm out of here.
It's the greatest team of all time. That squad right there.